Hello, how are you? I'm fine, thank you. Sit down, please. I'd like to speak English today too, to improve my speaking skill. Let's get it started. Today, it is on November 8th, 2023. It's on Wednesday. How are you spending Wednesday? Do you have a work or school today? Or have you already finished working or studying? Or have you got a day off today? It depends on your schedule. It's all up to your schedule. It hinges on your schedule. It depends on your schedule. Do you also feel like eating another set of menu after finishing the one? Do you also feel like eating another set of the menu after eating one? Do you also feel like eating another set of menu after finishing one? Can we stop by another? I will buy another just in case. 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 We need another to play the game. We are 8, and we need another to play the game. 9 members in total. I will buy another just in case. Can I stop by another? Can I drop by another? Can I drop in at another? I couldn't find the jacket with the gold bottom. Let me search for another. Let me visit another. Let me pay a visit to another. I feel like ordering another. This steak is so delicious. I feel like ordering another. I'm super hungry. I feel like ordering another. And soon after coming back from the trip, I feel like go on another trip. Go on another trip. Soon after coming back from the trip, I feel like go on another trip. Another surprise is prepared for you. So please look forward to it. I've already had bad experience in forgetting the important document to the office. I don't want another. I parked my car at a parking lot where the hourly fee was so expensive. I don't want another. I will not park my car there again. I had a bad experience parking my car at the place where hourly fee was so expensive. Exorbitant, actually. I don't want another. I had a bad experience in parking my car at a parking lot where hourly fee was so expensive. I don't want another. I don't like another. I'm still not satisfied with the menu, so I will order another. I am not full now. I am not full yet, so I will order another. The merchandise is fast to wear out, so I will buy another, just in case. The merchandise I use every day wears off fast, so I will buy another, just in case. Can you call another to play the game? We are 8 in total, but we need one more to play the game. 9 members in total. So if you have someone who has no plan today, could you call somebody? If you know somebody who has no plan today, could you call him or her to play the game? After the real estate agency showed us some apartments, I told him to show another because none of them was attractive for me. None of them were attractive to me. After we took a tour of looking at some apartments owned by the real estate agency, I told the agent to show me another because none of them were attractive to me. Can we visit another? Can we go to another? Can we drop by another? Can we stop by another? Can we drop in at another? I know we are very tired and exhausted, but in the end, can we stop by another? I know all of you wanna go home as soon as possible, but can we finally stop by another? Drop in at another, drop by another. I've had one bad experience missing the last train. I don't want another. I've had one bad experience in missing the last train. I don't want another. I have one bad experience in missing the train, ending up being late for school. I don't want another. The height of the tissue box is not enough. We need another. To earn the height enough to support the furniture. The electrical components are not all to compose the device. We need another. We are in hustle, in a hurry every day. We need another staff to cover the busy environment. We need another to cover the busy environment. We need another in order to cover the busy environment. Alleviate the busy environment. Relieve in order to relieve the busy environment. Do you also feel like eating another set of menu after finishing one? Do you also feel like eating another set of menu after finishing a menu? Do you also feel like eating another set of menu after eating one? And considering the time limit, we still have a time to visit another. As long as it is a 2 kilometer radius from the station. Considering our limited time, we still have time to visit another. As long as it is 2 kilometer radius from the station. Given our limited time, we still have time to visit another, to pay a visit to another, to go to another. You can add another destination if you want, if you pay extra. Another. Let me ask another. She or he might know the directions to the destination. Let me ask another in the end. He or she might know the directions to the destination. You ought to buy another just in case. The company is going to hire another in order to cover the busy environment in the department. Although the family has 2 refrigerators, they bought another. They are planning to buy another. Although the family has 2 refrigerators, they are planning to buy another. Although there are a toilet on the second floor of the house, the family is planning to set up another. Although the family has 2 refrigerators, they are intending to buy another. I cannot decide which refrigerator to buy, even after stopping by 3 appliance stores. Can we visit another? Can we visit another? Can we stop by another? Can we drop in at another? Can we drop by another? Sorry, but I cannot choose which freezer to buy, although we have already visited 3 appliance stores. Can we visit another? I will definitely decide at the last shop. Although the family has 2 freezers at home, they are planning to buy another. And since the department of the company is super busy dealing with many mechanic problems, so it is hiring another after the recruitment season. The department of the company seems to be so busy, so the company has decided to hire another after the recruitment season. There is a space for another. There is space at the kitchen for another. There is still space for another. There is only room for another. There is only space for another. There is still space for another at the table. Please hold the space for me, thank you. If you invite another, you can get discount. If you invite another, you can get discount, and you can get free drink besides that. Okay, let me ask another. He or she may know the directions to the destination. Okay, let me ask another. He or she could know the directions to the destination. There is still space for another. There is still space for another at the table. Although there was space for another in the elevator, I gave up because I don't like to be in the crowded elevator. I chose to take the steps down to the ground floor, or first floor. Although there was space for another, I didn't take it. I didn't want to be in the crowded elevator. Instead, I chose to take the steps. And soon after coming back from the trip, I feel like going on a trip. Soon after coming back from the trip, I feel like going on another trip. And soon after coming back from the trip, I feel like going on another trip. I feel like going another trip. Do you feel the same? Do you feel the same? Soon after coming back from the trip, I often feel like going another trip. Going on another trip. Immediately coming back from my trip, I often feel like going on another trip. If there is another possibility for you to pass examination, it might be unprecedented event. Has happened. Another secret base. Creating another secret base. Let me see another route to the destination from the car navigation. Let me check another route to the destination. Because the main road, the main directions is blocked off by blockages, which come about by natural disasters such as landscapes, landslides, and so on. Do you also feel like eating another set of menu after finishing one? Are you also planning to have another asset to have, just in case for our older age? Are you also planning to have another asset to have for our advanced age, in preparation for our older age? Are you also planning to have another asset to have in preparation for our second life? Your second life after retirement and so on. Are you also planning to have another asset to have in preparation for your second life after getting older? Would you like another cup of coffee? Or tea? Would you like another cup of coffee? Would you like another cup of coffee? or tea? Coffee, please. Would you like another cup of coffee or tea? Would you like another glass of beer? Would you like another glass of beer? Would you like another 200 gram of hamburger? Would you like another 200 gram of hamburger? Would you like to try another type of hamburger? Would you like to try another type of hamburger? Would you like to try another type of coffee? Would you like to try another type of sushi? Would you like to try another type of whiskey? Let's resort to another candidate appearing today. He or she might be excellent and suitable for our department. Let's see. Do you mind if I visit another shop? Would you mind if I stop another shop? Convenience store. Would you mind if I stopped by another convenience store? I know all of you are exhausted, but there are some things I'd like to buy definitely. Absolutely. Would you mind if I stopped by another convenience store on the way home? On the way home. Would you mind if I stopped by another convenience store on the way home? Would you mind me stopping by another convenience store? Would you mind me closing the door? Would you mind me stopping by another convenience store? Do you mind if I stopped by another convenience store? Would you mind me stopping by another convenience store? Would you mind me stopping by another convenience store? Would you mind me stopping by another convenience store? Would you mind if I stopped by another convenience store? Would you mind if I stopped by another convenience store? And do you mind if I stop by another convenience store? Would you mind if I stop by another convenience store? Would you mind if I stop by another convenience store? Do you mind if I stop by another convenience store? I feel like eating another set of menu. 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 I feel like paying a visit to another destination. For I am not satisfied yet. I feel like paying a visit to another destination. I feel like drinking another cup of coffee. I feel like having another cup of coffee. I feel like having another cup of coffee. I feel like having another cup of coffee. Do you eager to master another language? Are you planning to master another language? Can you speak 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 another language? Do you have another skill? 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 Can you speak another language? Can you speak another language? Can you speak another language? Can you make yourself understood in another language? Can you make yourself understood in another language? The department is going to hire another another new employee to cover the busy environment. The department of the company is going to hire another new employee to deal with the busy out of orders from the customers. The department of the company is going to hire another employee in order to cover the short staff and busy environment. I will ask another person for the directions. I will ask another person for the directions. I will call another person for the directions. I will call another person for directions. Soon after coming back from home, I feel like going on another trip. Soon after coming back from home, I often feel like going on another trip. Do you know another person who can speak Italian? Do you know another person who is willing to be transferred to the branch office? Have you got another person who doesn't care about being transferred to the foreign branch? Have you got another person who lives in the disaster-stricken area? Have you got another who is adept at speaking Spanish? Have you got acquainted with another person who can speak Spanish very well? Have you got another person who can speak Japanese and English very well? There is space for another person at the kitchen. There is still single room for another customer. There is still a single room for another customer. There is a single room for another customer. There is a room for another customer at the table. There is only the space for another customer, another person. There is a position for another candidate. I will ask another person for directions to the destination. It had started to rain. Before, the director asked another person for directions. Hardly had the director of the TV asked another person for questions before it began to rain. Hardly had the comedian started the interview with the pedestrian when before it began to rain. How do I stepped outside when it began to rain? There is space only for another person. There is space only for another person at the kitchen. Another candidate. Another teacher. Another person. Another skill. Another language. Are you waiting for another teacher to come? Are you waiting for another person to arrive? Are you waiting for another jackpot to come out? Are you waiting for another jackpot to come out? Are you waiting for another casino dealer to come out? Another police officer appeared at 8. Another police officer appeared. Another police officer showed up. Another police officer turned 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 up. Another police officer will turn up. The police officer is contacting with another police officer. Are you waiting for another jackpot to come out? Are you waiting for another jackpot to be hit? Let me ask another person for directions. Let me ask another pedestrian for directions. Let me ask another pedestrian for directions. Let me ask another pedestrian for directions to the destination. Let me ask another pedestrian for directions to the destination. Let me ask another pedestrian for the directions. Let me ask another passers-by for the directions to the destination. Let me ask another pedestrian passers-by for the directions. Let me ask another passers-by for directions. Let me ask another passers-by for the directions to the destination. In the end, let me ask another passers-by direction to the destination. Let me ask another passers-by directions to the destination. There are two types of person. There are two types of people out there. Ones are those who can study all day long at home, while others cannot do. While the others cannot do. There are two types of people out there. Ones can study at home all day long, and the others are those who cannot study at all. And there are two types of people out there. Ones can study at home all day long, and the others cannot. There are two types of people. Ones love studying, and the others don't. There were 36 students in my class. Only me deviated from the common sense. The others followed the common sense. There were 36 classmates in my school. Only me deviated from the common sense railway. The others proceeded on the common sense railway. There are many companies out there. Only one is attracting to me. The others are not. There are 3 pieces of bread on the table. One of them is fresh, and the others are not fresh. There are 5 pieces of rolled sushi on the plate. One of them includes much of wasabi horseradish, and the others are normal sushi. There are 5 pieces of rolled sushi on the table. One of them includes much of the wasabi horseradish as prank, and the others are normal. You can eat them normally. There are 2 pieces of chocolate on the table. One is for me, and the other is for my brother. There are 2 pairs of shoes on the entrance. The black one is mine, and the red are my girlfriend. There are 2 pairs of shoes at the entrance. The black shoes are mine, and the red are my girlfriend. There are 2 pairs of shoes at the entrance. The black ones are mine, and the others are my girlfriend's. The high school consists of both men and women. Uh, 52 of 100 are male, and the others are female. The high school consists of both men and women. 62 of 120 are men, and the others are women. The school is made up of both men and women, amounting to 250 students in total. 125 are men, and the others are women. There are 250 students in total in the school. 125 of them are men, and the others are women. There are 30 members in the club activity. 20 of them are men, and the others are women. There are 2 pieces of candy at the table. One is red and the other is yellow. The yellow may be banana taste or lemon. There are 2 pieces of candy on the table. One is red and the other pink. There are 2 options you can choose. There are 2 options that you can pick out. One is stay at home, and the other is to take a risk traveling during heavy rain. There are 2 options you can pick out. One is to call off the event. The other is postpone until next week. Have you had bad experiences through mail order? Have you ever had bad experiences through mail order? Have you ever had bad experience through mail order? Maybe the real size was different from the one shown in the picture. Like that? Have you ever bad experience through mail order? Have you had bad experiences in buying goods through mail order? Have you ever had bad experience in purchasing by mail order? Have you ever had bad experiences in buying goods by mail order? Have you ever had bad experience in purchasing merchandise through mail order? Have you ever bad experiences in purchasing goods through mail order? Have you ever had bad experiences in purchasing merchandise through mail order? Mail order. Mail order. Mail order. Mail order. Mail order. Have you ever had bad experiences? Have you ever had bad experience in purchasing merchandise through mail order? Don't adhere to one company. There are many other options. Don't adhere to one company. Don't resort to one company. I'm totally different from others. I differ from others. I totally differ from others. I definitely differ from others. In everything. In every possible way. In every possible respect. In every respect. In every way. In every way. In every possible way. In every possible respect. In every respect. I differ from others. I differ from others. I definitely differ from others. I am totally, thoroughly, drastically different from others in every possible way. In every respect. The watch worn by the person is way more expensive than others. The haircut is way more obtrusive than others. The CEO of the company has more responsibility than others in the company. Chief Executive Officer has more responsibility than other employees in the company. Constructing the building takes and costs more than others. Constructing unique style house takes and costs more than others. I am totally different from 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 others. Please take others' opinion into consideration. Please take others' opinions into consideration. Please take others' opinions into account. I am definitely different from others. I am absolutely different from others. The fancy watch worn by the person is way more expensive than others. Everything served in this restaurant is very tasty. Everything sold in this shopping mall a little bit expensive than others. The merchandise sold in this fancy store is a little bit more expensive than others. All of the merchandise sold in this fancy store is a little bit more expensive than others. As the chef put it, the grilled food takes longer than others. As the chef put it, the grilled menu takes longer than others. As the chef put it, the grilled menu takes longer than others. Don't adhere to one company. There are many other options you can pick out. Don't be particular about one company you want to enter. There are many other options. There are many other companies. I am totally different from other people in every respect. I differ from other people. I definitely differ from other people. In every respect. In every way. In every respect. The company succeeded in developing such a small, portable player, which other companies couldn't. The company finally succeeded in developing such a small device, which other companies couldn't. The company succeeded in developing such a small device, which can be brought in the pocket. The company succeeded in developing such a small device, which other companies couldn't. The company succeeded in downsizing the size of the product to minima smallest, which other companies couldn't. The company succeeded in downsizing the size of the product to the smallest and to the level which other companies couldn't. Don't care about what other people say. I wish I were strong enough to be able to disregard what other people criticize to me. I wish I were strong enough to be able to disregard, ignore, turn a blind eye to, and turn my back to what other people criticize to me. I wish I were strong enough to be able to ignore what other people say to me. I wish I were strong, mentally strong enough to be able to disregard what other people say to me. I wish I were strong enough to be able to turn a blind eye to what other people criticize to me. The two bicycle riders apologized to each other for violent driving. The two bicycle drivers apologized to each other for violent driving. The two bikers apologized to each other for violent driving. The two bikers apologized to one another. one another, 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 one another. The two bikers gave apology to one another for violent driving. The two bikers bumped to one another and apologized to each other. The two bikers bumped into one another for disregarding the traffic signal. The two bikers bumped into one another. The two bikers bumped into one another. The two bikers crashed one another. The two bikers crashed each other, one another, one another, one another, one another. The two bikers crashed each other. The two bikers bumped into each other. The two bikers gave apology to each other. The two bikers gave apology to one another. The two bikers admitted their violent driving each other. The two bikers admitted their violent driving one another, one another, one another, on top of one another. The traffic cone was stacked up on top of one another, on top of one another, on top of one another, on top of each other, on top of one another. The traffic cone was piled up on top of one another. The traffic cone was piled up on top of one another. The traffic cone was piled up on top of one another. The traffic cone was piled up on top of one another. The two bikers gave apology to one another. The two bikers gave apology to each other. The two new employees introduced themselves, each other, one another. The two new employees introduced to each other, introduced to one another. The two new employees introduced to each other. The two new employees introduced to one another. The two new employees introduced one another. The two bikers admitted both each other's violent driving, which caused the accident. The good point of having a rival is to stimulate each other to level up. The good point of having a rival is to stimulate one another to level up, to be competitive, to go beyond each other. In order to go beyond each other, one good thing to have a rival is to stimulate one another in order to go beyond each other. One another. I saw black cars entering the facility one after another, 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 one after another. I saw black cars entering the premises one after another. Many black cars were seen entering the facility one after another. Black cars were seen entering the facility one after another. Black cars were seen entering the premises one after another. I'm sure executives were there. Executives were in the black cars. Masks were sold out one after another from coast to coast. Masks were sold out at every shop one after another. Masks were sold out at every store one after another. Masks were sold out at stores one after another. One after another, one after another, one after another. Masks were sold out at all stores one after another. Masks were sold out at all stores from coast to coast one after another. Masks were sold out at stores one after another. Masks were sold out soon after the pandemic started, one after another. Masks were soon sold out after the pandemic started, one after another. Masks were sold out immediately after the pandemic started, one after another. Masks were sold out one after another at all stores. Masks were sold out one after another at stores. Accomplishing higher scores on the examinations is one thing, but working well is another. Getting higher scores on the examinations is one thing, but excellent at working is another. Getting high score on examinations is one thing. Contributing to the society is another. Getting higher score on examinations is one thing. Being excellent at a duty in the society is another. Getting higher scores on the examinations is one thing. Being excellent at a job is another. Getting higher scores on the examinations is one thing. Being excellent at a duty is another. Getting higher scores on the examinations is one thing. Being excellent at the duty is one another. Being Getting higher scores on the examinations is one thing. But being excellent at the duty job is another. Being able to play the piece at home well is one thing. Playing with a lot of nervousness in front of the people is another. Being able to play the piece perfectly at home is one thing. But playing the same piece, with a lot of nervousness in the hall in front of the audiences is another. Being admitted domestically is one thing, but being admitted internationally is another. Being admitted, acclaimed domestically is one thing, but being admitted internationally is another. Obtaining a lot of knowledge is one thing. Passing the examination is another. Reading a lot of books is one thing. Earning a lot of money is another. Getting higher scores on the examinations is one thing. Earning a lot of money is another. Understanding the theory is one thing. Being able to solve the math questions based on the theory is another. Understanding the directions from the station to the destination through the Google Map is one thing, but actually walking from the station to the destination is another. Checking the directions through the map is one thing, but actually walking from the station to the destination is another. Understanding the theory is one thing, but putting it into practice is another. Understanding how to cook the recipe is one thing, but cooking it on the spot is another. Understanding how to cook the menu is one thing. Actually cooking it is another. Knowing how to cook the menu is one thing. Cooking it on the kitchen is another. Devoting your life to one thing for a long time is one thing. Being excellent at one field is another. Creating a good music is one thing. Selling well is another. Impressing audiences domestically is one thing. Impressing audiences internationally is another. Moving audiences domestically is one thing. Moving audiences internationally is another. Touching audiences domestically is one thing. Touching audiences internationally is another. Playing the piece with relaxation at home is one thing, but play the same piece with a lot of nervousness in many audiences is another. Playing the piece with the keyboard is one thing, but play the same piece with the grand piano is another. The piece played by the amateur is one thing, but the same piece played by the professionals are another. The piece played by the amateur is one thing, and the same piece played by the professional is another. Theory is one thing. Whether it works in reality is another. Theory is one thing. Whether it works in reality is another. The common sense in the community is one thing. The common sense in a different community is another. The perspectives I have are one thing. The perspectives that I have is one thing. The perspective other people have is another. The criteria that I have is one thing, and the criteria that other people have is another. Everyone wants to be happy. Everyone wants to be happy. Does everyone have the kit needed for their practice? Does everyone have the kit needed for the practice? Does everybody have the kit needed for the practice? Everyone does not necessarily put the most value on money. Everyone does not necessarily put the most value on money. Everyone does not necessarily love money. Everyone does not necessarily put the most important value on money. Everybody, everyone. Does everyone have the kit needed for the practice? Does everybody have the kit needed for the practice? Does everybody have identification card? Without it, you cannot enter. Does everybody have the identification card? Does everyone have 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 the identification card? Does everyone have the identification card? Does everyone have the identification card? Identification card. Does everyone have the identification card? Does everyone have the identification card? And we need someone who can speak English and Japanese. We are looking for someone who can speak English and Japanese. The company is recruiting someone who is be fluent in both Japanese and English. Somebody. I will ask somebody. I will ask somebody. I will have somebody do the worksheets. I will ask somebody do the worksheets. I will get somebody to wash the dishes. I will talk somebody into washing the dishes. I will talk somebody into washing the dishes. I will talk someone into washing the dishes. Does anyone have the specialized technique? Does anyone have the specialized skill? Does anybody have a driving license? Does anyone have a driving license? Does anybody have a driving license? Does anyone have 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 driving license? Did anyone open the door while I was away? Did anyone open the drawer on my desk while I was away? Did anyone open the refrigerator because it was kept open? Does anybody open the refrigerator because it's kept open? Did anyone open the refrigerator because it's kept open? Did anyone open the refrigerator? Refrigerator. Did anyone open the refrigerator? Did anyone open the refrigerator? Because it's open. It's because it's kept open. Waste of money and electricity. Can anyone hear me? 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 Can anyone speak English in this department? Can anyone give me a help? Can anyone extend me a helping hand? Can anyone extend me a helping hand? Can anyone give me a hand? Can anyone extend me a helping hand? Can anyone extend me a helping hand? Can anybody give me a helping hand? Can anyone give me a 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 hand? Can anyone extend me a helping hand? Can anyone extend me a helping hand? Can anyone give me a hand? Give me a helping hand. Can anyone extend me a helping hand? Can anyone extend me a helping hand? Can anyone extend me a helping extend me a helping hand? Can anyone extend me a helping hand? Can anyone extend me a helping hand? I don't know anyone in the department. I don't know anyone living in the country. I don't know anyone living in the country. I don't know anybody living in the country. There are some times when I don't want to talk with anybody. There are some times when we don't want to talk with anybody. There are times when we don't want to talk with anyone. There are times when we don't want to talk with anyone. There are times when we don't want to talk with anyone. There are times when we don't want to talk with anyone. There are times when we don't want to talk with anyone. There are times when we don't want to talk with anyone. There are times then when we don't want to talk with others. There are times when we don't like to talk with anyone. There are times when we don't like to talk with anyone. A day finished without talking with anybody on the day. A day finished without talking with anyone on the day. A day finished without talking with anyone on the day. I cannot go along with anyone. I cannot go along with anyone. I can be on good terms with anyone. I cannot 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 be on good terms with anyone. I don't want to hurt anyone by my remarks. So I try to choose what I talk about. I choose the words I emit from my mouth. I don't want to hurt you. I don't want to hurt anyone by my remarks, so I try to choose the words I use. I don't want to hurt you, both mentally and physically. I don't want to hurt anyone. I don't want to hurt anyone, both mentally and physically. So I try to choose the words I use. Anyone who is interested in music, please come join us. I'm sure you will like it. Anyone will get angry at you if they were treated like that. Anyone would get angry if they were treated like that. Anyone will get angry if they are treated like that. Anyone over the age of 20 years old are eligible for is eligible for drinking alcoholic beverages in Japan as of now. Anyone under the age of 20 is not allowed to drink alcoholic beverages nor smoke cigarettes in Japan. Anyone under the age of 20 years old is not eligible for drinking alcoholic beverages nor smoking a cigarette in Japan as of now. Anyone over the age of 20 is eligible for drinking alcoholic beverages and smoke a cigarette in Japan as of now. Anyone over the age of 18, with some exception, have the right to vote to some elections. Anyone over the age of 18 has the right to vote, with some exceptions. Anyone will get angry if they are treated like that. Everyone, anyone will get angry if they are treated like that. I am an adult, not a child. Treat me as such. All of the products you deliver today are so expensive, so deliver them as such. Anyone wants to be happy. Anyone wants to be happy. Anyone who is polite, I will accept. I can enjoy talking with anyone who is polite, with minimum manners and manners, yes, with at least minimum manners. I can enjoy talking with anyone with at least minimum manners. The scammer calls anyone to illegally steal money from the caller. The scammer called anyone at random in order to steal money, with lack of information. Anyone has the possibility to be deceived by the scammer, so please be careful. Anybody has the possibility to be deceived by the scammers, so please be careful. Watch out, look out. Anyone has the potential to be a billionaire. Anyone has the possibility to be a big star. Anyone has the possibility, potentiality to be a big star. Anyone has the possibility to make the miracle happen. Anyone has the possibility to make the miracle come true. Anyone has the potentiality to make the miracle come true. Anyone will find it weird if they are charged more than 1 million yen for one menu. Anyone will find it exorbitant if they are charged 1 million yen for the menu they have eaten at a normal restaurant. Anyone will find it exorbitant if they are charged 1 million yen for the menu they have eaten at a normal restaurant. No one was there except for me at the office yesterday. No one is usually sitting in the bus except for me when I was coming home. No one usually sits in the same bus on my way home. No one is usually there in the bus when I'm coming back home. No one was at the office left. No one was left at the office when I came home. I am usually the last to go home from the office. No one succeeded in eating all of the menu at the food challenge at the restaurant. But the new food challenger seems to break the record. Have you ever gone home without exchanging a word with anyone? Have you gone home without exchanging a word with anyone? Have you gone home without exchanging a word with anyone? Maybe for a reason. Maybe you were angry or mad at somebody. Have you gone home without exchanging a word with anyone? Have you gone home without exchanging a word with anyone? Have you gone home without exchanging a word with anyone? Have you gone home without exchanging a word with anyone? Have you gone home without exchanging a word with anyone? No one will disturb you in the region. The best thing to live in the middle of the mountain is that no one is disturbing me. I'm free of noise and hustle and bustle of the urban cities. The best thing of staying in a single room is that no one is disturbing me. No one disturbs me. No one is disturbing me. The best thing is to the best thing of staying in a single room is that no one disturbs me. The best thing of staying in a single room, the best thing of staying in a single room, the best thing of staying in a single room is that no one disturbs me. I'm sure that no one will agree with me. I'm sure that no one will agree with me. I'm sure no one will agree to my proposal. I'm sure that no one will agree to my proposal. I am sure that no one will agree to my proposal. I am sure that no one will agree to my proposal. I am sure that no one will agree with me. I am sure that no one will agree to my proposal. Okay, I will finish speaking here. Thank you for watching. See you next time. See you.